Hello, I'm here to give my thoughts about professional wrestling in general, whether it be WWE or TNA. Well, not just professional wrestling, well, sports entertainment as a whole. Most people do call it that now. Some people still call it professional wrestling. Yeah, well, that's a different subject. But my own personal thoughts on WWE and TNA as a whole, and why it's been on a downturn for so many years now. And there are many factors that actually go into it, whether it be bad writing, bad performers, just overall overlooking certain areas, or maybe overlooking talent in general. But it all kind of stems down to really one thing, and I think the things that I put down earlier could actually be overshadowed by one simple factor. Professional wrestling or sports entertainment in general has lost its unpredictability. Everything you see, regardless of it be on TNA or regardless if you see on WWE, is very predictable to the audience. Now, granted, some audiences actually like that, but I feel to get a wider audience, they need to find a way to become a bit unpredictable again. Maybe whether it be via their storyline writing or putting a little bit of shock value into it. And I'm not saying you have to put shock value into everything, because everybody knew that for a while TNA did shock value for the sake of shock value, and once again that goes into predictability. You're going to throw something shocking out there, oh, okay, we've seen that before. We've seen it before. Whatever. That's one aspect that I've seen. Now, over the last few weeks, I've definitely seen a different turn on a few things. We've seen a little bit of an unpredictable area where the tag titles changed on a house show, and then the U.S. title changed on Monday Night Raw. That's a few things that they could do. Now, granted, they don't have to change titles on Raw or SmackDown every week. That would lead into another predictable area, and it doesn't actually work out for the viewer. Another thing that I've actually seen that's a little bit of a change is in the whole, or at least in one instance, the aspect of there are so many times that you see a storyline go on a pay-per-view. Okay, match and disqualification on the pay-per-view. We're going to do these few things on Monday Night Raw or TNA Impact or Friday Night SmackDown, and we'll resolve this issue at the next pay-per-view. Now, this is obviously not always the case. At least in one instance we've seen recently, a storyline culminated on TNA Impact with the James Storm and Kurt Angle, with them obviously having what would be their final match for at least quite some time. So it was a culmination and an end to a storyline. There's a good instance there that they could actually do to make it a little bit more unpredictable. You kind of see the ending of storylines happen on Monday Night Raw, and you see them happen on the end of them on Friday Night SmackDown, and actually another one just came to my mind, Booker T and Cody Rhodes. That storyline came to an end on a Friday Night SmackDown. So once again, those are things that they could potentially do, at least in my own personal opinion. The area of making it seem unpredictable when it's obviously scripted to go out there. You can still throw a few things out there every now and again to just make it seem like it could be potentially real, with it obviously, of course, not being real. That unpredictable factor is good. Sometimes shock value is a good way to be unpredictable, but you can't always throw it out there. And like I said before, on occasion, it doesn't even have to be like the WWE Championship. It could be the U.S. Championship, the IC title, tag titles, Divas title. It doesn't have to be the major championships, but maybe once and again see a title change happen on TV where you don't have to purchase the pay-per-view to do it. And in some instances, this is a better way for the pay-per-view to be purchased, is to see the potential rematch coming up on the pay-per-view. And that can actually end up helping out viewership, and then maybe even helping out more people seeing the pay-per-views versus, this issue started on Raw. It's continued to the pay-per-view. Okay, it's not resolved. Let's continue it to the next pay-per-view type deal. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that. I've seen a little bit of the change over the last couple weeks, definitely, but hopefully we'll continue to see this change further happen. Maybe you'll see a few more storylines, you know, culminate on Raw, SmackDown, or TNA Impact. Maybe you'll see a few more title changes. Like I said, it doesn't have to happen every week, but maybe, you know, every couple months or something like that. You know, have an unexpected title change. Maybe an unexpected challenger comes in for the U.S. title or IC title and takes the title away. Something like that. And it would definitely add to the unpredictability, and probably, in my own opinion, would add to the better quality of the show itself. And honestly, like I said, this leads into, and this can lead into, you know, potentially covering up some of the shortcomings of what sports entertainment and professional wrestling have become recently, which, you know, somewhat of a bad storyline writing, though you see a little bit of a better change recently as well. Performers not performing well, or even overlooking of talent as well. So honestly, hopefully we'll continue to see a little bit more of the unpredictable type trends that we've been seeing a little bit as of late, and hopefully the product will get better here in the near future. Now, those were my just personal thoughts on this. Obviously, you can take them with a grain of salt. You can do whatever you want with them and what I say about it. Now, and I'm going to be doing a few more like this here in the near future. The next one I'm going to do is pretty much on the Chris Jericho return and how they've been handling that over the past few weeks. And I expect to put that video out, maybe not tomorrow, but potentially Friday, because, you know, you have TNA Impact tomorrow, and I'm going to do a review of what I call the good, the bad, the TNA Impact. So those were my thoughts on pretty much the state of sports entertainment and professional wrestling in general, and I thank you guys for watching.